Quite some time ago, I did an appearance just before Rosh Hashanah, and a group of Jews were walking towards me, yarmulkes, the whole bit. So they took off the yarmulkes, came and took a picture with me, and when we were done, I wished them a Happy New Year in Hebrew, and they all froze. Santa knows Hebrew. What do you expect? Santa's Jewish. He said, what, they're going to get a goy to play this part? I come from the generation of the Borscht Belt comedians. So I sort of incorporate that type of humor. The old Shecky Green, even going back to like Jack Benny. Just taking that off-the-cuff, quick response that I think Jewish comedians have that some other non-Jewish comedians don't. I'm an attorney as well as Santa. I maintain my office near the World Trade Center site. After 9/11 happened, all these funds cropped up, and instead of making a donation to a fund that we didn't know quite where the money would go, my paralegal and I discussed it. We decided, what could we give to the families of the first responders that nobody could put their hand in the till? So she said, well, you're fat enough. Why don't you get a Santa suit and be Santa for them? And we started making appearances for some of the different police precincts and the firehouses. Every year, more and more people would call and say, hey, can you send Santa over to our place? And we did. 4 or 5 years into that, we started doing the commercial appearances, using those funds, buying the toys, maintaining the suits and transportation costs and all, but we took that money and just reinvested it in the kids. I went to the yeshiva of Flatbush from kindergarten through the 4th grade, then went to public school and took Hebrew lessons, and then ultimately taught at Temple Emmanuel on 14th Avenue in Borough Park. Do I like Christmas? It's fun, it's nice, I enjoy it, I have a good time. It's not my holiday. So I like Hanukkah better, probably because I grew up in that mindset. Like the menorah, I can't make latkes to save my life. I buy them and reheat them, they come out fine. The stories that get passed down, generation to generation in Judaism, it's important to me. There's a mixed response. Some people go so far as to be offended. Oh, how can you be Santa if you're Jewish? And rather than argue with people with that particular response, I just simply remind them. I said, hey, I think Jesus was Jewish, wasn't he? And that usually they back off. They realize they're not going to win any argument with me. I've had Jewish people say that they find it to be a sin to be portraying a Catholic or a Christian character. And I just remind them, it's acting. I'm not proselytizing Catholicism or anything of that nature. Then on the flip side, you get the Jews who realize that it's tzedakah, it's a charity. He's doing something for kids. And does it really matter if the child is Jewish or not Jewish? It takes a lot to be Santa. It takes a lot to be a good Santa. There are some suits that I'll wear in an indoor environment, some suits that I will wear in an outdoor environment, such as a parade. That would be more of a robe, or sometimes called a Father Christmas suit. Different suits for different environments, also just depending on your particular preference. Now, as far as the technicalities or what leads into being Santa, a lot of it is a state of mind. You have to gear yourself to realize that you're going to interact with lots of different children, lots of different requests, sometimes very hard questions like, Santa, I want my daddy for Christmas. Dad could be in the military and be overseas. Sometimes parents are divorced and the kids want the parents back. These are things that Santa can't provide and Dana Friedman surely can't provide. But what you do is you provide comfort for the child, you give them hope. One thing I never do is I never lie to a child, and I never promise anything that I personally can't deliver. When you have a child who is a believer, you don't want to break that trust.